off and impatient at least 3 times a day, you're not doing it right. Now, yeah, that's what I said, you're not doing it right. Now, I don't mean pissed off at somebody else. I actually mean being pissed off at yourself. If you aren't highly agitated at least 3 times a day in a positive way, you aren't doing it right. Now, what do you think that means? Why do you think I have that up there? Sorry? Anybody? Push harder, yeah. Because if you're not pissed off, you're doing what? You're happy. Now, I don't mean not to be happy. That didn't come out right. I want you to be happy. You're static, yes. You're settling, right. You're settling. If you have a whole week of smooth sailing, right, exactly. One day, let me know how that works out for you, right? Even on vacation, you don't have a week of smooth sailing, right? But if you have a week of smooth sailing where you feel like everything has gone perfectly, you aren't doing it right. Has anybody been in sales before you started your own business or started doing this and had a sales manager? Anybody have a sales manager? And I say I was the #1 salesperson at Lennar Homes and Ryland Homes. I'm going to tell you, I am a rock star. I can get anybody to do anything at any time, any day of the week. #1 salesperson, over and over and over again. I had a 0, and I'm telling you, 0 cancellation rate, 0 fall through rate, 0, 0. How many did I have? 0. In 7 years and being in real estate, I had 0 cancellations. About 5 years into it, one of my managers came to me and she said, and this was a wake-up call for me, and she said to me, she's like, you obviously have a problem. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you're #1 salesperson. She said, you have no cancellations, which means you're not really pushing hard enough. And I thought, no, it's because I'm qualifying the people and I had my whole long list of stuff. But I realized she was right, that I wasn't pushing hard enough because I was always #1. And once you hit #1, what's next, right? What's that next after #1? And so I started pushing myself even more. It made me a better salesperson. I still had 0 cancellations, but I realized how much money I had left on the table by not pushing even further. I was already a rock star. Same thing in your business. If you're happy and satisfied in your business, and you're just super satisfied and things are rolling along, sell it. Give it to somebody else to do it and go start another business. Because in life, if you're not really creating, if you're not really curious about what's the next thing that you can do, you're stagnant. And when you're stagnant, you're outdated. When I see people opening up their phones, they own businesses. This is for people who own businesses, and it's a flip phone, I'm gonna kill you. Right now, if I see one flip phone and you own the business, I'm gonna have to kick your ass right here. Okay, good. Right? You're good. You're good. Again, right? I'm gonna touch yours now. Yeah, you're handsome. You're so good looking. I'll get $100 from this guy right now. You're so handsome. So big, strong. Man, what the hell is going on with you? Tell me that's your secondary, like, Inspector Gadget phone. It's got some sort of Swiss Army knife that comes out of this thing. We're going to have to talk. Now, she's obviously very successful, right? So I guess the point of me saying that is that I talk to a lot of business owners, and they think everything's just great. They're smooth sailing, going along. I don't want you to have controversy in your business, but if you aren't, like, irritated that you didn't do it better, that's a check for yourself, all right? It's also about being really curious. Now, you have to read publications. If you really want to kind of take your business to another level, your website should be updated every 2 to 3 years. Yep, I freaked you out when I said that, right? Every 2 to 3 years. If your website's older than 3 years, you need a new website. And I thought I saw somebody in here who does websites. Who does websites in here? Where are you, Dave? He left? Well, I was giving him a plug. Sorry, Dave. Every 3 years, you got to rebrand to a certain degree or up your brand a little bit because you're outdated, because we're moving along. We're seeing new, better. Do you notice that the colors change? Like if you're watching TV, the commercials are brighter at sometimes and then they're not so bright. Even our color schemes, we're going through the ages. Is it the 70s is coming back, right? But after the 70s was the 80s. If you saw somebody walking around like Stacy was dressed last night and some of the other people that I saw, you wouldn't give them the time of day. You'd kind of go to the other side of the mall to walk the other way, right? Same thing with your brand and your business. And then I want you to write these words down. Always end a conversation with who else, where else, how else. Who else can I talk to? Where else should I be networking? Where else should I be advertising? Where else do you know of a community that's popping up that you think will be filled with investors? Whatever it is for you guys. How else? If you're talking to somebody on the phone because you're not doing those lunch meetings anymore because those are wastes, do 2 a month. I'll give you 2 a month. That's all you're allowed to do. And your NARPM meeting. I know, I'm sorry. Social hour is over with. We're trying to build businesses, people, right? We're trying to get America back on track. At the end, that's really what I'm doing, is trying to get America back on track through small business owners. That's really what I mean, right? Don't you think that's the way we should do this? Not the government. It's for you guys. Who else, where else, how else? You're talking to an intelligent person, end a conversation with that. You'll have another 10 minutes and you'll get lots of information. When you're talking to your clients and you're looking for referrals, you don't want to say, oh, your referral really means a lot to me. If you got that on your business card, don't give me your card because I'm going to throw it back at you. Referrals are my best friend, or I've seen some of the stupidest ones. Don't do that. Stop it! Oh God, who's got it on their business card? Your referrals are my greatest asset. Your referral, what does yours say? Oh, thank God. I had respect for you, so Lily. Right. Right. It really doesn't. It's a stupid statement. Don't insult your client's intelligence. If you go to my website, you're going to read the copy on my website. Now, I'm a business coach, right? So I work with small business owners. You could spit at any given place in Central Florida and probably hit 2 or 3 more business coaches, right? But the reason why people pay me and hire, and there's speakers everywhere, which by the way, I'm still the cutest you've ever seen, right? And I'm doing good on the Benadryl too, I think. I'm doing all right. The point is that what makes me different is that I'm always curious. I'm changing my website, my branding ever so slightly. I change my PowerPoint all the time because I want to be in the latest and greatest. And when I hit you with my information, it's because it's smart. It's not the same regenerated stuff over and over again. There are no rehearsed jokes, so you're going to remember me. Who else gives you princess rubber duckies when you walk into the room? Right? Right, dudes? Nobody's giving that to you. Or a cheerleader. So the point is if it says your referrals or my referrals or whatever, or my greatest asset, immediately go to Vistaprint and buy some new business cards and take that off. Instead, when you're talking to a client, you could say to them, you know, I've really enjoyed working with you. This has been an amazing relationship. You know, where else do you think I should go to meet more savvy investors like yourself? Who else do you think I should talk to? When you say it like that, you've invited them to be part of your process versus, can you give me 10 referrals and I'll send you a fruit basket? Please tell me nobody else does that in here either, please. Don't do that. Don't send fruit baskets when they close on a house or when you do anything. Do something different. Do something special. Be curious. Who else? Where else? How else? When you really get that curiosity bone going, you'll see that it's a lot more fun. You also should have like a business crush. Does anybody have a business crush? Like there's this company out there doing what you do, or they really turn you on as an organization. Does anybody got a business crush? Only one person, 2 people? You all need to find someone that you want to emulate. If you find someone that you want to emulate, it's not that you're trying to copy them, but you should be watching what they do. Read their website. See how their customer service handles things. Zappos is a great company. Apple is a great company from branding. Target's a great company from a community service standpoint. Always giving back. I'm always blown away by how much money Target gives. I have lots of business crushes myself, and I'm not trying to copy them. I just want to be smart like them. All right? All right, so that's curiosity. So I have a question for you. I have $5 for the first person who will bring me a $1 bill. I have $5 for the first person who will bring me a $1 bill. I have $5 for the first person who will bring me a $1 bill. Give it up for Brian. Give me the $1 bill. Give it up for Brian. 1, 2, 3. Boy, you guys all must be wealthy. Nobody, huh? Yeah, we'll do that again. Don't worry about that. That was good? Okay. Yeah. So you can't participate next time, Brian. You're already a troublemaker. I get that. Okay, I get that. How many people are in this room? 100. Owls? How many people are in this room? is the exact same reaction that I give every single time, and this is your wake-up call. And this is what I see, right? So I have $5 for the first person who brings me $1, I have $5 for the first person who brings me $1, and this is what I see out there. Huh? That really $5 she's got there? Why would she give away $5? This is what you're saying in your head. Why would she give away $5? What's she gonna make me do for that $5? Is her hair really that curly? I want to touch her hair too. Did I leave the iron on? I don't have any cash on me. I wonder if she'll take a debit card. No? Oh, I drank too much. I have no cash. Don't forget, note to self, go to Bank of America on the way home. Because I'm not going to pay that $3 fee out there for that ATM out there. That's for sure. But that $5 is still there. Oh. And then for the 4 of you that stood up, I kept walking. I did that on purpose, and Brian was like, I got the $1. And the other 3 guys were like, all right, if Brian doesn't get there, we'll get there. I got $1. I'm going to give it to her. I'm going to give it to her. I'm going to go, oh, he got it. All right, I'm going to give it. You're all tired, right. Probably. That's a good point. Why is that? I didn't even see any of this. Let me check. I didn't see any of that. Why? Why do you think we do that?
The lamb was too scared to get in front of everybody.
Right. The lamb wanted to make sure everybody else was okay. The owl said there's 72 steps between there and here. I don't know if it's worth my $4. Right. The bull said, actually the bull really said it's certainly not worth $5. I mean, 5 minus 1 is 4. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm driving a BMW out there. I don't need a fucking $4. We've done it. We've done it. Right? I know. And the rest of you just carry plastic, but negotiate with me. Right? I said $1 bill, but just because I said it doesn't mean I'm not willing to negotiate. Think about that in sales. Now there's only one group that I did that to that was a completely opposite reaction. This was about 2 years ago. I spoke at the Special Olympics State Conference. Anybody involved with the Special Olympics? Oh, it's a great organization. Great organization. The majority of the people for the Special Olympics are volunteers. There's like 12 employees out of the whole state of Florida. The rest of them are volunteers. So they had me come in and I spoke at this conference, and in the back are some of the athletes. And you know what I mean by the athletes? These are the special people with special needs that are back there in the back. And so the athletes were in the back of the room, and there was about 300 people. And I held up, I've got $5 for the first person to ring me. I didn't even get through the first sentence, and every one of those athletes came charging to the front, running over each other, pushing. Mind you, nobody had a $1 bill in their hand, right? Not one of them had cash. So they all got up there and were like, oh my God, I want it. I'm like, great, who's got the $1? Who's got the $1? And they're like, Mom, you got a $1. I need a $1. They're all like, oh my God, I didn't know how to get a $1. Okay, I need a $1. Can I just have it? And I was like, it's like a swarm of people. And I was like, I only have one, and I have to give it to the $1 bill person. So I finally gave it to somebody. Now, why do you think they came running up and you guys, it wasn't even worth the gist. I mean, you just didn't even, you barely flinched. Just so not worth your time. Why do you think they did that? They're not kids, they're adults. What do they have? What don't they have that you have? Fear, skepticism, filter, right? They're not jaded, right? They're not jaded, that's right. They're not jaded, they don't really have any fear. They saw $5 and they wanted it. I said, I'm giving away $5, that's all they needed to hear. They didn't even need to hear the second half of the proposition. There's $5, let's go get it. And in sales, don't we do that? In picking up the phone and maybe trying to renegotiate with a vendor, don't we kind of like lay things at owls? I know you're going to take 3 months anyway, so I'm not really talking to you. The rest of you guys, the rest of y'all, we don't pounce on those opportunities. You've got to learn to pounce on opportunities when they're in front of you. And it is worth every effort. I was talking to somebody the